Hi there, my name is Paul Harvey and this is a Market That video. Today I thought I would do something a little different rather than using my phone and doing an out and about conversation. I thought I'd do something more desk based today and give you a little bit more information so we can spread that way. So what I want to talk about today is how marketing has become the art of telling stories. It's all about infotainment. Now, this is not a new aspect to marketing. It has been around for many, many years. It's just coming more to the fore now because of the change of technology. See, originally, I'm old enough to remember the Kenko coffee story, which was a courtship of a couple. Excuse me. The courtship of a couple who met at a dinner party while drinking Kenko coffee. Now, the reason that worked at the time is because there was a mass audience, the mass audience watching television, and the Kenko off coffee adverts were well promoted in the newspapers, so people would actually wait for them. They would actually put a time when the next advert would come out, and you could follow the story. What has changed over the last 5 to 10 years that we all now have access to that level of media. With social media and with the different platforms available, we can actually spread our stories far, far easier. But I'm probably getting ahead of myself, and I think probably need to explain a little bit more about story and what that's about, really. Um, let's talk about stories that are around at the moment, because there are a lot of them around. There's some interesting ones. Let's have a look at Costa Coffee. Now, Costa is not really in the headlines, but I wanted to show this for a particular reason. See, this is the nation's favourite coffee, so they say. Now, I doubt they were awarded that badge. I think they probably just took it and just said they are, which is interesting in itself. If I go to the website, you can see the site looks particularly good. There's some nice graphics and nice images around. What I wanted to show you particularly was this Never a Dull Cup. Now, this is the latest television advert for Costa, and it shows a motivational speaker. It shows a motivational speaker talking to a room full of baristas, training them and motivating them to be the best and to create the best coffee. So you probably can't hear that because it's actually blasting my ears rather than actually through the microphone. But the point about it is, there's a certain demographic shown in that group. They're quite young people. It's all about inspiration, about how he inspires them to create and produce great coffee, and it's all about their commitment to creating great coffee. It is a fun story. Now, why I showed this story at the moment is being heavily promoted within YouTube, and that the demographic for YouTube, under 25 demographic, is probably where they all are. Those people, they're not actually watching TV as they did. They're now there, so you can see they've created a story. It's actually quite self-contained as stories go, but they've got this story running, and it's all about capturing that group of people, in the platform they are. So they're using digital techniques to promote that story. Now let's talk about something a lot more current at the moment. Now, Marmite was in the news last week extensively because of this fight between, or this negotiation, shall we say, between Tesco's and Unilever about the price of Marmite. Marmite being an imported product, the price of it was starting to rise, and so Tesco's were losing their margin on the product, and so there was some threat about removing it from their shelves. What is amazing about this has been a fantastic PR coup for Marmite in a way, because although it's Unilever who are at fault, I say at fault, Unilever who are responsible in some way because of the price, but they have to make their price because that's how they're going to make a profit to sell the product. But there is a disassociation. Unilever and Marmite are not obviously connected. So the brand of Marmite is kind of, if you like, separate from the problem. It is the victim in a way. And the what's been great for kind of the marketing of Marmite is that this now has running and running and running. There are so many references to Marmite here. If I go to Marmite itself, another one, just typing Marmite in, you can see the pages and pages and pages of information around Marmite. So that's quite fascinating as well in its own right. So there's a story developing about a product which kind of has this kind of strange following in the UK market. And then also, if you look at the Marmite site itself, which is the Ministry of Marmite.co.uk, you've got this whole ethos around Marmite. The Ministry of Marmite is the primary official body responsible for all aspects of Marmite related activity in the UK and strives to enhance the life of the nation through Marmite. What a great set of words, and there's so much fun in here. It's definitely worth a read. So I think that demonstrates this idea of creating a story around a product to build its market share. And what they're doing here in a way, as I said, is that they're getting a relationship with those people who like Marmite and building up that relationship. Now, I mean, the headline about Tesco's dropping Marmite went viral across social media. I would think that Unilever have got more advertising over the last week for Marmite than they've probably had in the last few years, and the amount of pages, the amount of money they've saved in terms of advertising must be, you just can't put a price on it. In fact, I will even try and see if I can work it out, but that's definitely quite interesting. So where does this leave you? What are we talking about? How are you, or how is digital marketing going to help? What does it do? Well, digital marketing provides the tools and the platforms for building these stories. Because the most important thing is you've got to get the story out there, and digital marketing has that. So between blogs, video, social media, you've got all this opportunity to create a story, drip feed it into the marketplace, and even target it to a particular demographic or age group. So the opportunities here for building stories are amazing, and the opportunities for developing them are amazing. And the other aspect of it is it's actually relatively cost effective to do. And at the end of the day, what you're doing is you're building a relationship with those people who are your ideal customers without trying to sell them anything. And that's really important because you get close to them before you offer them, you kind of get them to buy from you. So moving on, where do you start? Where do you as an individual start? Well, if it's your business, you've got the potential of an origin story. You've got potential of a production story. You've also got the potential of a mythical story. And at the moment we're working with one client, we're creating a mythical story. They're an accountancy practice. What can you say it's fun or interesting about accountancy? Well, there is stuff you can say, but we've created a mythical character called the tax troll. And there was an initial video that came out which was part of an exhibition, and now that story will start to run over the next year probably as we build more and more about tax trolls. So if you would like to develop a story for your business and would like to talk about that, I offer the opportunity of a discovery call. It's an opportunity to explore what is possible for you and your business and they're completely free. So please get in touch. The details are here. Go to my website, marketthat.com/contact, and just fill out the form and let's have a conversation, because stories are a method or a means to power your business far, far better than going directly for the sale. Anyway, this is Paul Harvey. This has been a Market That video. Thanks for listening.